Hey guys, and welcome back to Latin Nation. Now, growing up in Miami, Florida, I was exposed to some of the coolest electronic musicians of the day. Florida was known worldwide for its raves, and the sound of its electronic music was all about bass. But one group stood out for their eccentric, some might say quirky sounds. At first, they were known as Soul Oddity, and their odd breakbeats were out of this world. But when they started their own label, Schematic Records, they evolved into a peculiar but respected electronic music duo called Phoenecia. Trust me when I tell you, you want to check this out.
Underground, presented by Heineken. Open your world. One of electronic music's most avant-garde groups is a Miami-based duo who have made a career out of outrunning categories and classifications when it comes to their uniquely underground sound. Today they are Joshua K. and Romulo Del Castillo, known as Phoenecia. Back in the day, they were known as Soul Oddity, and their journey turned out to be as odd as their music.
I was in Miami during like the breakdancing days, and I wanted to be like a b-boy and was able to get a mixtape, and it took me like 20 years to figure out what everything on that mixtape was, but it was the likes of like everything, you know, Bambaataa, New York, you know what I'm saying? An amalgamation of, you know, 9 Inch Nails, Skinny Puppy, Ministry. All these industrial groups actually were a band called Pigface, and they came to play Town and Country Mall in West Kendall, so I got to see that. The beginning of Soul Oddity is, my partner Josh K is actually from Dallas, and he's from the Dallas rave scene. I never heard of Josh. I met him, you know, we were both going to Miami-Dade at the time, taking, you know, sound engineering classes. Our sessions, you know, were coincidentally back to back. That's where we met, and that was the beginning. That was 1994. So he was Soul Odyssey in Dallas. We became Soul Oddity. So Soul Oddity was pretty simple. It was 1995. We shopped our record to Astroworks because they already knew us. You know, Peter Wahelski already knew of Soul Odyssey. So he signed Soul Oddity. We're opening up for Chemical Brothers at Irving Plaza. And they would get like Cool Herc and Grand Wizard Theodore. The sound, well, you know, we were in West Kendall. We were isolated. Basically, we had, you know, Guitar Center didn't exist. You had to bust your ass to get gear mailed to you. You know, each one of those tracks, the reason why everyone likes them so much, we probably spent a month on each track. It was like making a baby. And it was actually Josh, who was coming from a dance background, trying to get more experimental. So there was a lot of like conflict, so to speak, as to the direction. So we settled at a very clean, synthetic, Detroit influence. We're sampling our Atari when it wasn't like the cool thing to sample Atari, but it made sense at the time. It was like a sound source for us, you know? The sound was considered alien, and that's how the label sold it, you know? Like we had this Machu Picchu alien experience, you know, which we did. I mean, we went to, you know, Machu Picchu, and we may have actually seen and recorded some stuff, but you know, it's hard to sort of describe all that, you know? We might have been out of our minds too at the time. Yeah, it was the beginning of like, hey, we don't want to be on a major label, even though like it's going to look bad that we're not on this major label. But it was risky for us at the time. But it was the beginning of us starting Schematic. We just couldn't release it as Soul Oddity. It had to be Phoenecia because, you know, Astroworks bought the name. Or, you know, we didn't know. We got signed. We didn't know that we couldn't use the name. So basically Phoenecia, which is on Warp, is Soul Oddity in essence. It was a blessing that we were able to press our own records and make it. So basically the Astroworks thing was an American thing. Everything we were doing with these people basically was the beginning of what we consider our careers.